Sports Radio, and you're getting drunk with Mike and Pete on the Wørt.
Yeah, we're back.
Classic radio voice.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's not at all what I wanted to do. Yes, we're back with the Wørt with Mike and Pete. We're here in the studio, finally getting the Mac up and running.
Yay.
So we are only a few short minutes away from possibly getting our YouTube live stream running today. If not, we'll do it at the end, and hopefully people will go check us out. It's the Wørt with Mike and Pete on YouTube. The Wørt, a podcast, all separated by underscores with the Wørt spelled Wørt on Instagram and Twitter. Our phone number's here. Give us a call, 516-465-3990, 516-513-0515. We expect to hear in from Mikey, who sent us down some Trillium and, of course, that delicious Castle Island TBD Hoppy American Stout. And just like that, through the grace and goodness of radio, we have Mikey on the phone. Mikey, are you there, buddy?
What's up, man?
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Pete, what's going on? Oh, no feedback. This is wonderful.
I fixed the motherfucker.
It's another edit.
Oh, finally, we could have a conversation without you just steamrolling me.
No, I'll still steamroll you, motherfucker. I'm just saying. It's nice, right? Isn't it?
Very nice, very nice.
Listen,
nicely done.
I do apologize for the months and months to have people call in and really deal with our echo. We really do, quote-unquote, appreciate everyone that dealt with it over the last few months. But
Pete, you should throw a can at him every time he says appreciate.
I know,
okay?
I can't
I think
stop
I'm
doing
have to start.
it.
Now that I know he's doing it all the time.
Appreciative Mike, that's what I am. I'm appreciative Mike. So, Mikey, we just drank the Castle Island TBD. Holy balls, we
Really
are
fucking good.
very, very impressed. Tell us
really
a
good.
little
Nice,
bit about
huh?
Castle Island TBD. Tell us about it.
All
Go
right,
ahead. We're listening.
So Castle Island's a pretty cool brewery that's in the town next to me, and they have all sorts of stuff. They have, their IPAs. I think you might have a high def. That's their double. They have a Candlepins, a session ale, session IPA. That's really good. But then they have all sorts of stuff like the TBD, the stout. It's just a solid beer, man.
Awesome. What was the other one you sent down with me? I didn't bring it with me tonight.
The other Castle Island?
No, yeah, there's two other ones. You gave me a session, I think.
Yep, that's the Candlepin. And the high def is the IPA.
Yes, the high def I didn't bring. I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna take that all for myself.
Go for it.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Pete is not 100% in on the IPAs.
That's all right.
No,
all right.
that's fine. He's loved pretty much everything else we've had that's non-IPA. So I agree with everything he likes. And I like everything. I don't think I've had one bad beer in the studio since we started. I can't think of one.
I'm sure I have, but I'm an asshole.
No, you're not an asshole.
Make sure he shares that Trillium with you, Pete.
Yeah, he didn't want to even touch that.
What was the Trillium?
That was the peaches and apricots.
I don't like peaches or apricots or IPAs generally. So, I didn't want to waste it.
That's a big zero for the old Pete.
You know what?
Huh?
It's a big zippity-doo. You got to try it, though.
You know what? But
drink
if I don't like it, I don't want to waste it.
No, I'm going to drink it. I don't give a shit.
You're going to drink it anyway,
Yeah, I'm going to drink it. I'll drink the whole thing and open up another one. We got plenty of other stuff here. We brought in a bunch of stuff, Mike, that you sent down. You and Eric really hooked it up. I sent some stuff up. Did you get it yet?
Not yet.
You didn't see it. Aren't you in the same town?
Yeah.
All right. So just literally walk to his house and go pick the stuff up. I got you. Rip Rap, which is a Baltic Porter from Barrier, is delicious. You're going to love that. I sent you
I can't wait.
The same thing I sent Ashley, which is
Stormborn?
So that just happened.
Oh,
no, I drank all the Stormborn. Forget that. It's gone. Sorry, buddy. The Belgian is gone. So, yeah, I sent you.
It's all right. I'm not a Belgian fan, to be honest with you.
Oh, see,
right.
that's my jam.
Right. So that's really where Pete's sweet spot is. Oh,
Silence,
right.
all right.
Mike, you're doing good with no feedback tonight. You can hear us clearly. What else
is going on? Yeah, so you hit up that brewery in Amityville? It's awesome.
Yeah, I wish Reardon would call in. And do you think he's listening tonight?
I don't know. I don't keep up with his daily schedule.
I mean, let me give you, Pete, some insight. Mike, Eric, and I all went to grammar school together in Amityville. And we kind of went off to college. We all went to St. Anthony's together.
Oh boy.
In high school, and we were pretty tight. The three of us plus others as we dragged some people into our misery, and Mike, meaning he, moved up to Boston with college and stayed up there, and Ridden stayed in Jersey for college and then came back for a little while, and then he moved up there. And so I lost these two guys up to the Boston, and but they've settled in now very close to each other, along with some other, let's say, people that we know.
Good story, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at telling stories.
Fucking riveting.
I'm good at stories and stuff. Yeah, so the Trillium.
Pete, feel free to interrupt him at any time and just say, let's move on to something more interesting to more than 3 or 4 people.
Dick,
I opened the beer into the mic.
Yeah,
so I
that
thought
was
that was a good.
I still got to program that into the replay here.
Oh, let me see if I can get one for the
There you
phone.
go.
Hang
Let's
on.
hear it. Let's get a phone call one. This is like what's in my pants.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, it's not
That'll
as
do.
translating on the phone, but that's
That'll
pretty
do.
good. I'll take it.
Hope that transferred.
That's not bad. What do we got recently? I know you sent me some stuff down here, but what have you been drinking recently?
I was just up in Maine this past week, of course. That's where I spend my fucking life.
In the middle of nowhere.
And I was in this town called Lewiston, otherwise known as the Dirty Lou. But I found a cool place. I got this Foundation IPA called Epiphany at a restaurant, which is pretty good. And then I had the hotel that I stay at has a bar, and they have this Black Bear Demon Stout. Oh, it's the best.
Black Bear Demon Stout.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the name.
That's interesting.
It's like dessert in a glass, man.
Well, Mike, we already drank the out of your TBD.
I'm glad you did. I'll get to get you some more of that.
And we just opened a brand new one from Stillwater. It's called Whipped.
Oh,
It's
that's good.
It's different. It's a nitro double IPA with mango, vanilla, and lactose. So it's very smooth, not
Very
a lot
creamy.
of carbonation. It's
That sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible, but it actually is really good. Again, I don't think I've ever had anything here that I was not liking.
I was skeptical, but it's very good.
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavor to it.
Different.
Stillwater is out of, if I'm not mistaken,
Is it Florida? No.
Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah,
Sure.
I get them mixed up because there's Cloud Water. There's a bunch of them like that. So it's Sweetwater, obviously. So it's hard to kind of keep up with the names and the locations and all that stuff. Mike, have you ever had anything from Stillwater?
It sounds familiar, but I can't say that there's anything that I remember having.
Yeah.
But I think I'm also just mixing it with Sweetwater.
Yeah, it kind of does have that same thing, just like Barrage and Barrier here on Long Island. I'm sure they all get confused with each other. So, Mike, how's the homebrew coming?
The homebrew's coming pretty good. We got bottling day coming up next Monday.
Okay.
But the peanut butter is all settled in the bottom of the carboy, and the chocolate nibs are floating on top.
It's peanut butter powder, right?
Slow fermentation. What's that?
Peanut butter powder, right?
That's right. And once it mixes, in with the Wørt.
Yes, there it is. There it is. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. There it is.
Oh, God.
Wow, that's
those
really
stupid
fucking loud. I
gunshots.
apologize. We'll just do single shots. There you
Do
go.
we have to?
Well, until I get the can opening sound effect on there, that's what we're
we
going to do.
need.
So once
All
it
right.
mixes in there, it looks kind of like a peanut butter solid that you've poured in there. So I'm hoping I'm going to keep that in the carboy, not transfer that to the bottles, but hopefully
Right.
it just takes on the peanut butter flavor. It's going to be good.
It'll soak that up. All those
I can't wait.
delicious. Now, the great thing about peanut butter powder, as we learned last time, is that there's no oils. So you're really not
Correct.
going to get any of that slickness on your tongue and your palate. You're just going to get pure peanut butter flavor in the beer.
None of that
The
slickness.
slickness on your.
Whoa. Easy. That's another edit I have to take.
I'm glad someone was thinking the same direction.
You're telling me I can't say the appreciate, but you guys are going to go right into potty talk, aren't you? You go right to potty talk. So, Mikey, what's the next phase? You're going to be bottling next week, you say?
Yep, bottling next week. Then it'll be 2 weeks in the bottle.
Yeah.
And then it should be good from there.
A little priming
I
sugar?
think it'll be better even like week 3 or 4 in the bottle. Yeah, we'll put the priming sugar in the in the bottling bucket, get that all mixed up,
Right.
and get them in some bottles.
So
We'll have to get you down some.
yeah, I mean, definitely during this brew process, you're going to open a couple of bottles at the 1 week. You're going to open a couple at the 2 week, so on and so forth, to see what the exact timing is of those flavor profiles you were looking for, correct?
Well, probably not after 1 week in the bottle. It definitely needs 2 weeks in the bottle. But then, yeah, after that, you definitely, I'll save some and, taste them down the road and see, well, if the peanut butter was most prominent in the beginning of the bottle or later on,
Yeah, nice. I sent Reardon up there with the Yada Yada Yada, which is the Snickers Brown. Make sure that he doesn't open it and drink it all himself. Make sure you guys have a nice time together with it. You guys can hold each other's pisses and drink a little bit of Yada Yada
in our mouths, hopefully. You know what I mean?
Right. The beer in your
Well,
mouth.
you're going to have to take them out periodically to drink the beer.
Right, correct. Because
True.
so what's going to hold the beer when you guys are holding each other's hands and looking into each other's eyes lovingly?
The show took a strange turn.
It always does. And Mike Sims isn't even here. So it didn't get racial or sexual very quickly. Although Steve was very sexual last time, and I liked it. I kind of liked it. I got a boner now. Anyway,
Well,
Mikey,
that's weird.
let me tell you, I don't think Reardon's going to be able to call in tonight. He might be stuck in traffic.
What is that a euphemism for?
I'm stuck in traffic. We need to go.
Is he taking a shit or dealing with a prostitute?
It's
Because
one
I
of
feel
the
like it's
two.
one of those two things.
Mike, I got to say, we'll start with rave reviews from Small Craft Brewery in our hometown of Amityville.
I am excited.
So these two guys, I believe it's Greg and Gerard, grew up in Seaford and looked for a place in and around the South Shore, and they found this small place behind the auto body shop in Amityville. It's literally right across the street from Wawa Kitchen.
I'm been trying to picture where it is. I know the auto body shop.
Yep, it's
I know
behind it.
Sal's Barber right
Literally
there.
next to it and behind it. So if you go, there's an alleyway between the auto body and Sal's. If you go down the alleyway, they're in the back.
Huh.
Yeah, and the entrance is in the back, and they share.
Where the do you park?
Well, there's a place right behind the auto body shop. There's maybe like a 10-car lot. Reardon and I did, Reardon parked over by Better Bagel, and I parked over on Ketchum. This is really local now, just for everybody. And
Super hyper local.
Super hyper local. Nano local, as they say. And we walked right up and, met each other on Merrick Road there, and then walked into the back, and it was fine. So they had 8 beers on tap, Mike, and I'm going to give you the rundown. They had
First of all, before you start, that is pretty impressive for a brewery just out of the gate have 8 taps going.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But if you look at their setup, they had an 8-tank system. So they obviously did it in terms of how long it takes to come to fruition, each one, and timed it out right. So the longest they started first, and then they worked their way up. So they had all the beer ready, kegged, and ready to go at the release. It was very impressive. That's one of the first things I will say. To come to an opening with 8 taps of pure different beer, and I'm going to run it down for you in a minute, but all different kinds of beer. And every single thing we had was awesome. Okay.
That's incredible.
And believe it or not, and I don't know if you saw the texts or the DMs back and forth, Pete, that Tom from Belmore.
Oh, yeah. He was down there too,
was
right?
there. He had to be there at the same time. I'm sure we probably missed each other by a millisecond.
You guys should
or
set
we
up
didn't
one of
recognize
those,
each other.
One of those personal lines, the missed connections.
It's kind of like Tinder
Is that
or Blunder or whatever those ones are called.
I think the one you're on is Grinder, right?
Grinder, right, correct. And so Grinder is all about meeting each other at a brewery and then going into the brew house and just
grinding one
rubbing
out.
mustaches together.
and bumping uglies real quick. Playing tummy sticks by the fermenters.
Little game of Feel the Beard.
All right, so anyway, here's the rundown, Mike. You ready?
I'm listening.
We have a Dreamboat Stout, delicious, loved it. It came in at 4.5, so not overly, alcoholic, but very, very delicious. We actually ended on that one. We have a
And is that just a straight up stout, not a chocolate stout, not a
correct,
not a
straight
chocolate
up,
stout or
straight
coffee
up
or anything?
stout.
I love those.
Yeah, it was just pure all American.
I got to get you Secret Stairs. That's a great stout. You'd love that, Pete.
Yeah,
it's from Trillium.
Yeah,
that's a great stout.
They
We'll
don't
get that to
have
you.
it that often. That's the problem with them. When they release Secret Stairs, all of a sudden you go, Canton's out of Secret Stairs, and looks like the other location's out of Secret Stairs.
I'll jump on it next time. Anyway, go ahead.
Anywho, we got right. You can walk to the freaking brewery. I understand. We got the Bay House Brown at 7.8. Unbelievable. That's what I started my day with. It was awesome. We got Wassner's Cut, which is a 4.5% wheat. I didn't get to try that. Neither one of us got that, but we got a review from the guy that we were sitting next to who said it was awesome. He likes wheat beer, so he did that. We have 2 session IPAs, believe it or not. 3 props this time at 4.5, and then Good Carbs at 4.9. So they had 2 sessions on tap. They didn't really have anything in the middle, Mike. They had sessions, and then they had like double IPAs. So Greg talked to me, and he was saying, one of the things that he really wants to do is get something somewhere in the middle between like a 6 and a 7%.
Right.
In regards to an IPA.
Like a 5.6, 6%. Those are pretty good IPAs.
Yeah, exactly. They had Depth Charge, which is what was my second beer. That was a double IPA at 8.1, and man, was that freaking good. I mean, that went down too good.
That's nice.
Ridden took on the Citra Pale Ale. We both like that.
Okay.
That came in at a 6%, I believe. I did the Spindrift Wit. Awesome. Pete, that's one you'll love.
I'd give that a try.
The Wit is awesome. If you like the Omegang, this is better.
Yeah.
I think it was better.
Yeah.
They had a Ketchum Krolsch or Grolsch, or however you want to say it, at a 4.9. And then they had, I mentioned the carbs already. So that was 8 taps right off the bat. And I thought that was unbelievable. Actually, 9 taps. Now that I'm looking at it, it's 9 taps right off the bat.
Wow.
I kept saying 8 because they had 8 fermenters, but I think they brewed one and turned it over really quick and did another one really fast. But, it's 1 double, 2 sessions, a stout, a brown, a wheat, a pale, and a wit. I mean,
you're covering the gamut
exactly
of beer types, man.
Now, I was able to sit down with Rid, and we kind of hyped up the show here, and I have both their cards, and they have my cards, so they will be coming in sometime in April or May to sit down with us, bring some beer with them. They need to get settled in. They just grand opened this weekend, so I get it. I harassed the shit out of them for a good couple of weeks, and I was like, why aren't they getting back? And they actually told me what the story was. One of them is a teacher. The other one actually is doing most of the brewing. So the teacher is the one that's checking all the social media, and the brewer kept asking him, did you check that? Did you respond to him? He's like, yeah, I think so. And so there's, between the opening and everything, they're really not on par with communicating with social media right now, and they only have 10 posts out there right now. So I didn't blame them, and they apologized, but they said they're definitely in, and they definitely want to do it, and they'd love to come down and hang out and talk. And, Rid and I kept saying, we're from here. This is like the coolest thing. I wish you were 10 years earlier, where we actually lived here, or maybe even 20 years, actually. And for Amityville to have their own brewery and to have a really solid lineup, it's a really solid lineup, and everything we had was delicious. We're very impressed.
Can I ask you about that brown ale?
Yeah.
So it was like a brown ale, like describe the brown ale a bit for me. You know how some brown ales are thick and some are a little thinner in the mouthfeel?
Thin. You could see through it a little bit.
I love those.
Little light coming through. It was just the right amount of brown with the caramel flavoring and a little hoppy on the back end, and that's what really did it for me. Because I was talking to Ashley today about the Cigar City Brown, which I really like, and that's really thick. I like it, but compared to what Small Craft does, or even what like Sweetwater does, a hoppy brown, this really racked up against that. It's a very hoppy brown, and I love it. It's almost like having a black IPA, but having a brown IPA.
Exactly. I'm sure you've had Old Brown Dog from Sunny Nose.
Yes, of course.
That one's one of my favorite brown ales.
It's very, very good. And Bay House comes in at 7.8, so for a brown ale, that hits you hard.
That's a wallop.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, just
especially if it's drinking easy, it's going down real simple like an IPA. that's going to be dangerous.
It was. That was what we started out with. We both started out with the brown because I wanted to kind of work my way backwards. But there, like I said, there isn't much in between. So I went from like an 8 to a 4, back up to an 8.1, and then polished it off with a 4.5. So I kind of went up and down, up and down. There really isn't much in between.
Ride the snake, dude. Ride the snake.
The pale ale is the only thing that's
Quality
in between
reference.
everything. Yeah, it really is. And the pale ale is at 6, and it was really very citry. I mean, it was a citra hop pale ale, and it was absolutely delicious. Reardon got that by itself, and I took a sip of his, and I was very impressed.
Yeah, that sounds like be up my alley. A Citra Pale Ale?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very good American pale ale. So, Mikey, thanks again for the beer trade. I really love what you sent me down here. I'm going to open up that Trillium in just a minute, finish off our night with that. I got to get over to our friend Tom at the Belmore Brewery. Want to wrap up tonight with him. Again, thanks so much for sending that stuff down. That Castle TBD, you got to grab more of that and bring that down to us.
You got it. I'll get that to you.
I'm sure he appreciates it, Mike.
I think he does appreciate it.
Do you know I did everything in my power just now
I know.
to not say
I can tell.
appreciate
I
it?
saw the look, just tripping over your words, not to say appreciate.
Gotta like force myself to not say and now not say
Pete,
appreciate.
did it look like he was like trying to hold the in?
Yeah.
Like,
A little bit.
Like,
Thanks for the edit. Now I gotta do 2. Balls, Nick. All right. At least it's all right there, and it's one big bleep. It'll be fine.
Thanks for calling in, Mike, and thanks for the beer.
no problem, Pete. Later, Mike.
Holla, buddy. Well, I tend to cut people off that way at the board before I cut them off on the phone. All right, good. He hung up. So we're going to take a very, very quick break. We're going to come back with our last segment with Tom from Belmore Brewing. We got a lot of questions for him to see where he's at. He actually, like I said, was at the Small Craft opening on, really wasn't opening, Friday night was the opening, it was Saturday was the grand opening weekend. I want to hear from him and his thoughts about it and also where he's at with the brewing process. Again, this is the Wørt with Mike and Pete. Our phone numbers, 516-465-3990, 516-513-0515. We'll be right back after this.
Govs Radio.
This is the Wørt on Govs Radio.